Hello everyone, Kireth here. I'm very excited to be doing this Gran Turismo 7 video with SLAPTrain, one of the biggest racing YouTubers in the world. And in this video, we're going to be basically giving our preview to Gran Turismo 7, what we really hope the game is going to be and become. Gran Turismo is such a culturally important game, and every release of a Gran Turismo game is a culturally important moment. So in this video, you're going to get my 5 big hopes, you're going to get Slap's 5 big hopes, and let us know if you disagree or agree with any of these, or if you've got your own big hopes that you really want to see in Gran Turismo 7. So I've thought about these. I'll put 5 together. These are my 5 big hopes for me, and also I guess from like the kirethkart community. So my first one is, I really hope Gran Turismo 7 is going to bring the single player and multiplayer communities together. Obviously Gran Turismo Sport heavily focused towards the multiplayer community. That's the community that I really felt an affiliation with, but I really understand and really feel that the single player community was very much left out of Gran Turismo Sport. It wasn't a game for the single player fans, and I hope Gran Turismo 7 is going to bridge that. And what that will mean is you'll have multiplayer players who will try out the single player stuff. You'll have single player people who will try out the multiplayer stuff, and it will become a real kind of culturally important game where people will be doing single player multiplayer together. And that's something that you don't often see with games at the moment, actually. So my second point is that I really hope Gran Turismo 7 continues to make esports accessible. I feel like GT Sport was one of the most accessible esports games out there. The fact that it's open to everyone, FIA, and if you do well enough and you can do well on a pad, you'll get up onto the World Tour, you get invited to World Tour events where you can win equipment, you can win wheels, you get to meet the developers of the game, and you become real heroes in the community. And I really hope that continues. I really hope that Sony and Polyphony continue to invest in the esports side of Gran Turismo 7, even if it looks like the FIA might no longer be a partner. So before my third point, please do feel free to subscribe if you're enjoying this video, and if you want to see more Gran Turismo 7 content, do check out the other videos that I've got on my channel. My third point is regular updates for tracks and cars. We saw this in Gran Turismo Sport, but it did fizzle out. I really hope we're going to see lots and lots and lots of updates, bringing in new cars, new tracks, hopefully for free. Tracks like Silverstone, track like Sebring, tracks like Road Atlanta, Road America, Watkins Glen. If these tracks can be scanned and brought in, it's going to keep that momentum going, and I hope Gran Turismo 7 is going to be that sort of game. For the last year or so, Gran Turismo Sport has felt a little bit dead, or there hasn't been that refreshment of the content, even the penalty system getting kind of left alone and not improved. No tracks or cars coming in really. So I hope that's going to be a big thing for GT7. My fourth point is quality of life improvements. I really hope they listen to us on these small quality of life improvements that can make such a big difference to fans of the games. Things like role-playing lobbies, better drifting lobbies, enabling us to share tuning sheets easily. I really hope they listen to us on these kind of things, helping us run leagues more easily. Because Gran Turismo 7 is no doubt going to be a fantastic platform. It's going to look incredible. Hopefully it's going to have amazing physics. And I really hope they just give us these options so we can tailor it in ways that's going to be great for the communities. And my last point is that, point number 5, I really hope they make single player fun again. I do recognise, going back to this point, GT Sport throws out a lot of hardcore, die-hard Gran Turismo fans. And I really hope Gran Turismo 7 is going to be a fun single player game. All the ingredients like tuning your cars, good challenges in the campaigns, different game modes like drag racing, drifting, the rally modes, which are actually a lot of fun in GT Sport. There was even like a Gincana mode in GT Sport we played on the channel that didn't get much publicity. But I really hope it's going to be a renaissance of Gran Turismo single player. So those are my 5 for Gran Turismo 7. Slap, what about you? Let's go over to Slap on the other side of the Atlantic.
Hey, can you hear me, right? Hey, check 1, 2, check 1, 2. What is going on, everybody? A little bit of a different setup for today's episode. kirethkart coming in for the dual com for today's episode with our 10 big hopes for the game. You know, his 5 plus my 5 equals 10. So I wanted to jump right into this. Make sure you guys go ahead, subscribe to kirethkart. Links will be found in the description box down below. Go ahead, slap the like button on this episode to let me know you want to see more Gran Turismo 7 content, man. Now, starting us off today with the first point. It's the biggest one, I feel like. More drifting related content in the game, whether that's, actually adding in proper Formula Drift cars that we've seen before. We know that they can do that with the Turn 14 BRZ. So now that we have Adam Z on side of things, we had a lot of different people, racing personnel, community members that are now working with Gran Turismo 7. I don't see any reason why they can't have a full Formula Drift DLC add-on in the near future. Now, maybe some ties could be crossed with Forza. Maybe they own the rights on some of those cars for the next few years. I don't know. But it doesn't have to be Formula Drift at the end of the day. It could be anything. It could be a nice four-door GTR out there. It could be a chaser that we haven't really seen in too many games, right? So there's a lot of options to bring in the drifting community into GT7 to really populate the game. I'd love to know your thoughts down below on that. But I feel like drifting content, it needs to be a thing this year, right? At GT7, we're at the pinnacle of gaming, and people need to drift. People want to drift, I feel like, right? Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the only one that wants to drift it. Either way, I hope we get something drifting related. The Turn 14 BRZ was nice, and I think it was more of a tease with anything. We only had one Formula Drift car, so hopefully we get some other cars in the game for GT7. Point number 2 for me is possibly adding in a 900-degree hand movement in the actual game. Now, it doesn't look as bad when you're circuit racing and stuff like that, but when you start drifting, that's where the issues lie. And I'm going back to the drifting side of things because that's what I enjoy playing on Gran Turismo. So, that's kind of where my points are leading mostly, but it does make a big thing, especially when you are in cockpit view, and it really does take the realism out of what you're doing, watching your hands get stuck halfway, as you're rotating. So it's a little bit interesting that they haven't done anything like that. Maybe some on-the-fly quality of life improvements like Kireth was talking about to, really just step up Gran Turismo 7 on the fly. I feel like it's possible. Forza added in their handbrake, midway through their game's launch to allow people to use that. So I feel like it's possible. It will take some work, probably for sure. That is no doubt. But how badly do they want to do it, right? We'll see how the community goes. But I feel like 2022, we're still rocking the same, robotic arm movements. I feel like that needs to be a thing. Also, to the HUD updates. Hopefully we get a HUD update so we're not looking at the same HUD from GT Sport. I feel like that's a big thing for me. It's a brand new game. We should have a brand new HUD. I don't know if it's just me or not, but I think that was a ball dropped on Gran Turismo. I mean, is that fair to say? It could not be, it could very well be, but I figured that's a big thing. Also too, we've seen on Willow Springs, the track wear wasn't really, adequate to what the real life counterpart was. So maybe they'll go back and, start to update some of the tracks, add some wear on them. But if you get hit with the 10 gig update, midway on your Monday morning drive, what probably it might be, right? We don't know what the updates are going to be. Let's just state that for a fact. I don't know any updates, okay? I'm sorry. I have to go to GameStop at 10 a.m. to get my game, man. I don't even have a review copy for GT. They've been watching me play Forza for all these years. They said, nah, not today. You're not getting Gran Turismo early. I'm just kidding. They didn't actually say that. Maybe it's in my spam emails. I just, I missed it. It's possible. It's happened before, right? I don't know if you guys ever had that where you're going through emails, you're like, wow, I really missed out on this big email, and it's like 4 months ago, right? The opportunity is long gone out there. Now, my next point, point number 3, is more GT awards cars imported into the game. If you guys don't know, GT has been importing cars into their installments that have been winning the GT awards when they do host them annually. So it's been really cool to see real life builds coming into Gran Turismo, and I really do hope that they keep that up. Like I said, they have so many vehicles at their disposal to really make some huge strides on these next few big updates. I feel like they had Adam LZ they were talking to. They also have Han in there. I know that's not his real name, right? It's been pretty crazy to see possibly what's to come on these next big few car updates, and I am chomping at the bit for the first DLC pack, man. I cannot wait to see what it is. I know we have a lot of cars. It's something new for a new game, and I think that first DLC pack is always the most exciting. I went back and I found a Formula Drift S2K that was awarded, I think, back in 2007 for the GT Awards. So it was really cool to see, some actual cars get the awards, but not actually in the game right now. So it'd be cool if they, just kept up and maybe they just completed all of their cars that they gave the GT Awards to, right? I think that'd be pretty cool. Keep us up to date. It's 2022. We should have all of those cars in the game, I feel like, unless it comes down to licensing and agreements and, stuff like that. Obviously, I feel like that's always the issue with stuff like this, especially now there's a lot of paperwork involved, right? There's a lot of logistics. Either way, we'll have to wait and see what they do, but my hopes are very high for us in terms of that. Now, my second to last point, expansions. I really do hope that Gran Turismo adds in some type of expansion down the road. You know, we haven't really got any big expansions, I feel like, on Gran Turismo. Correct me if I'm wrong down below, please, but you know, it would be cool if, you know, this game's going to be out for the next 5 years or so, that they did give us something, you know, a couple years down the road, or, you know, maybe next year, you know, maybe some type of open world DLC expansion, not a full thing, but maybe just, you know, a track layout to go meet people, stuff like that. I don't know, just throwing ideas out there, getting the ball rolling, but I think that would be really cool for a Gran Turismo expansion. And like I said, it's very possible. This is a new age, this is a new year for Gran Turismo, and I think they're going to come out swinging. And, you know, with that, I hope they keep on swinging, because, you know, it would be nice to see some more tracks in the game. And I'm hoping, obviously, the easiest thing, I think, would be to make fictional tracks, to make the fantasy tracks in the game, the original tracks, things like High Speed Ring, Deep Forest Raceway, you know, Dragon Tail, Fisherman's Ranch, Kyoto Driving Park. There's so many out there. Tokyo Expressway as well, too. Trial Mountain. There's so many good tracks that have just been created off the top of the head. Obviously, it's taken some time, some, you know, work, but I feel like, you know, games have really just focused a lot on the realism of importing actual tracks in the game. Don't get me wrong, Gran Turismo is the real simulation experience, right? And in turn, you want to drive on real tracks. However, you know, sometimes, you know, you like the fictional tracks, and I think a lot of those do very well. Point proven, Forza Motorsport, Bernese Alps, it's been around for the end of time. It has been one of those tracks. Fujimi Kaido, same thing. You know, people love it, and I really do hope that they add something like that. Maybe a big mountain section, a toge section for us. I don't know. Those are my 5 hopes for Gran Turismo 7. Huge thank you to KRT for coming over for today's episode, starting us off and getting the ball rolling for our 10 hopes on Gran Turismo 7. Make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe to his channel, slap that like button down below. I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. GT7, man, we're only a couple days away. I got a brand new rig I'm going to show you guys, brand new wheel for GT7. Stick around, it's about to get spicy, man. Huge thanks for watching. I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. I'm out. Peace.